Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football. Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. Oh man, what an end. What an absolute end that was. That was unbelievable. And once again, it's only right we give him this name properly. In the same way King Didier has that name. King Kai is cemented. It's cemented already. And he's only just starting his career and it's already cemented. That tells you the sort of player he's going to become when he's 25, 26, 27. Can you imagine HAVERTZ at that age? It's going to be mental, I hope, anyway. But 1-0 winners on the day for a last-minute winner. You got to love those last-minute winners, especially when it's not going all your way. We'll get into it. Before we do, I want to let you know this video is brought to you and sponsored by the OneFootball app for all of your latest on the football happening this weekend, plus all the news in and around Chelsea and the latest with the owners and the potential owners and the government and all of this. You'll find it all in the OneFootball app. Your scores, results, fixtures, scheduling, stats, you'll find there. So make sure you download the OneFootball app. Link in the description. Hit that now and enjoy. Let's get into this. Chelsea 1, Newcastle 0. And I have to say, first and foremost, I got to give my plaudits and commiserations to Newcastle, because at the end of the day, they came with a game plan. They almost executed it perfectly. Almost. But no, fair play to the way that Newcastle played today. They made life hard. They made life hard for us. They made life very hard for us today. It was a case of, we started off bright, and then we just began to dip and dip and dip and dip and dip. And Newcastle started off a little bit cagey and then began to just rise and rise and rise and rise. It was completely different directions. And for Chelsea, yeah, luckily we get the win. Luckily in the end we pick up 3 points. But again, commiserations to Newcastle. I thought Newcastle were physical. I thought Newcastle grew in confidence. They actually had more shots on target than us, if I'm not mistaken. And overall, they put themselves on the map. As the game was progressing, they began to go a little bit more forward. They began to attack a little bit more. Eddie Howe had a plan. They made life very frustrating. They brought on St. Maximin later, hoping that he would be the difference maker. It didn't quite work out that way. Why? Because we got Kai Havertz. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. But for Chelsea, started off bright. We went with the team of Mendy in goal, Chalobah, Christensen, Rudiger, Malang Sarr. We had Ziyech on the right-hand side. We had Jorginho and Kante starting up together. And then we had Mason Mount, Kai Havertz and Timo Werner up front. And off the bat, I think it's safe to say that, Timo Werner, I don't know. Am I surprised? Am I not? I don't even know what to feel at this point with Timo Werner, because he's such a nice guy. He's such a nice guy. He doesn't complain. He puts his head down. He tries. It's just not good enough, though, is it? Let's be real. It's just not good enough. The level just isn't there. And the amount of times he loses the ball now is getting ridiculous. He moves. That's the one good thing. He moves. But it's the extreme. I look at him and I look at Lukaku. I'm like, there's two extremes here. You know, we get Lukaku who doesn't move or wants everything to work in his way, and that's it. And we saw that when he came on afterwards. I'm going to get to that movement that Lukaku does, because I want to ask you guys a question. If anyone could give me an answer, honestly, I'd appreciate it. He's a professional. He plays at the highest level and all of that. But just me, I see some of his moves and I'm just like, why? You know, with what I've managed to play in terms of football, I played centre forward, and just my own choice, I would not be making those runs. I just wouldn't. And I've been told to not make those sort of runs, but I'm seeing him do it and I'm like, why? Anyway, we'll get to that in the end. But Werner, it's the other extreme. Werner is, he moves everywhere. He doesn't stop, but his touch on the ball and his dribbling, oh my God. Every time he just loses it, he misplaces. It's frustrating. But everyone else, Jorginho, Kante in midfield at the beginning looked like they had the control. As the game progressed, it looked like they started to lose that control. More giving possession away, more being physically dominated, because Newcastle were coming with that size and that power. And we saw that with the clash between Havertz and Burn. Later on, Burn just tried to frustrate Havertz, tried to be on his case the entire game. We saw Newcastle, in the way they started to progress defensively, we started to, what looked like it was very solid at the beginning, and Newcastle were not getting through. As time went on, started to get through. And then we saw a couple of mistakes. Chalobah, for example. Now, I have to be honest here. You know me. Those who know me already, you know I say it as it is. I don't hide away from it. I say it as I see it. That was a penalty to Newcastle. Let's have it right. How VAR did not give a penalty for Chalobah literally doing this. Shirt pulling. Literally pulling... who was it that went down? Newcastle striker. I forgot who it was. But literally pulling him down. And then it goes to VAR and nothing is given. How have we gotten away with that? How have we gotten away with that? It wasn't just one shirt pull. He was doing this. Constant. And then immediately later, Ziyech with the high foot, he gets booked for that. Although the high foot, it was, you could say, Ziyech innocently trying to control the ball down, which he did. He did bring the ball down. But in the process, had fouled the Newcastle player. So, in the end, should they have had a penalty? Yes. Yes, they should have. But Chalobah, that's the thing. Chalobah does good things and there's always a mistake in him. And we saw that against Norwich. And we saw that prior. And we've seen it again today. So he needs to sharpen up. And I'm sure he will. With time, he will sharpen up. He will get better. He will. Just like some of the other younger lads in their first seasons who were making very innocent and naive mistakes, let's say. He will. He will sort that out. So apart from that, in terms of Malang Sarr, for example, bombing forward wasn't really much of a threat. I was asking for Alonso to come on just to add that additional threat on the left-hand side because defensively you know what you're getting with Sarr, but going forward he can't cross. He tries to link up, but every time he bombs forward, sometimes he can look a little lost in terms of what he has to do next. So there's little things like that. Hence why the midfield got dominated because it looked like at the end of the day we were just trying to penetrate through the middle and then try and burst outwards once we get the ball to the final third, which... yeah, didn't really do much throughout the game because every time we just hit a roadblock. And that was a story of Chelsea's afternoon. Roadblock. Newcastle, as the game progressed, were looking more assertive and more dominant defensively. And that's the one thing that I have to ask with this Chelsea team. Even though after we brought subs on, we took off Mount, we took off Werner, we brought on Kovacic, we put it into a midfield three, Jorginho, Kante, Kovacic. We brought on Lukaku to add some, I'm guessing, size. Because the one thing Lukaku does do is attract defenders to him because he's just a lump. But that's the only thing that I could see in terms of a benefit after that. Regardless of whether it was before the subs or after the subs, there's no, in terms of actual chances created, sometimes we just lack that. And when we can't get into the box, it's just like we try and force it. We force it. And then it's like, don't worry, the time will come. We will get into the box at some point. And sometimes we just don't. Hence why we didn't have any shots on target up until the very end. I think it was the last 15 minutes we had our first shot on target. Actually, the Kai Havertz header that he could have scored, was that the first shot on target technically? Maybe. Apart from that, nothing except the goal. We need to learn how to deal with attacking scenarios differently. When it's not working for us in terms of moving the ball in short passes, we need to learn how to sometimes maybe be a bit more direct. Sometimes, I mean, look at the goal. Jorginho's assist straight into the box over the top. We weren't doing enough of that, if I'm being completely real. Also, what we weren't doing is trying to have a dig from outside the box. Newcastle had about 4 or 5 in terms of they knew they couldn't get through. All right, on the edge of the D, you get the first opportunity, hit it. And they did. Almiron shot. Fantastic hit. Great save by Mendy. Afterwards, it went into row Z. I think that ball is now about to collide with Kepa's penalty somewhere in orbit. But Newcastle, they had digs. And I feel like we have the capabilities to use that to our advantage. And we could maybe kill the game earlier if we learn how to shoot from out the box from time to time. You know, it helps. If you are closed up, shoot. Shoot. Don't do it stupidly. If you have a defender right in front of you, yes, don't shoot. But you have an opportunity, you have an opening, hit it. You never know. But yeah, in the end, great ball from Jorginho. 89 minutes in, about to hit 90, and Jorginho just delivers such a fantastic ball right into Kai Havertz's path, in and around the defender. Great touch, beautiful control, instinct, tap, bottom corner, done. 2 touches. It took Havertz 2 touches. Control and tap. 1-0. 3 points. King Kai saves the day. So, again, Kai Havertz looking absolutely immense, man. He had a tough afternoon tonight. Or today. Not tonight. It's daytime. He had a tough afternoon today with Burn all over him after that collision with the elbow and Burn being cut and all of that. But he held his own. He managed to have the last laugh, and that's the most important thing. Burn looked devastated at the end of the game. Devastated, because Newcastle were on the brink of getting that point, and you could tell they were going to be happy with that point. But Kai Havertz, shattering dreams. And he's done it, done it last week. Done it the game before. Done it the game before that. Havertz is on such a roll at the moment. Such fire. And I commend it. I really commend it. In terms of everyone else, after Kovacic had come on, we had a change in dynamic in midfield, and that kind of helped us. The way Kovacic penetrates the ball, it opened up a little bit more space for Kante and Jorginho, so that was helpful. So good move by Thomas Tuchel for that. Pulisic came on after we saw him get involved a little bit. Not enough time to really judge his performance. Ziyech on the right-hand side, afterwards drifting over to the left to help out. Looked very, very decent. Fair play to Ziyech. Although, again, it's just what you do after you get the ball to those wingers or in and around the striker. We just didn't do anything after that. So they maybe all have a blame to play in that. Mason Mount as well, in terms of being able to get involved, look physical. There were some key passes that he made which are actually really good. Overall, better performance than we've seen as of late. He got taken off, tactical reasons, of course. And overall, look, I'm happy. Lukaku coming on, now that's what I wanted to focus on. Not entirely, I just wanted to point it out. Every time there's an opportunity for Lukaku to make an inward run, where the ball is being occupied by his teammate approaching him and attacking on one certain side, instead of going in to help the player with the ball, he goes out. I hope you can understand that. Say this is the right-hand side. Ziyech is bombing forward, okay? He's about to come in. Instead of Lukaku coming in to provide himself as an option, he goes that way. And then he starts calling for it. And there's like 6 defenders. What? It gives time for Ziyech to be able... Well, it doesn't give time to Ziyech. It gives time for Newcastle. In fact, if he tries to make that run in behind or in between and Ziyech can provide a through ball, well, Lukaku's got possession. He always makes an outward run. Always. And I'm just like, why? Why? And in fact, at times where we expect Lukaku to be running into the box if he actually wants a cross to be delivered, well, Kai Havertz is the man for that with the header that he missed. Lukaku didn't move. Now, was that tactically? Was that in order to try and keep defenders with him? Maybe. I have to say, maybe. But overall, I'm seeing Havertz make all these movements and getting all these chances onto him. And Lukaku, none. It baffles me. Just, as what I know as centre forward, it baffles me. So if you have an explanation as to why that happens every single game, please let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it. But right now, we're going to end it on this. Oh, Roman, do you know what that's worth? Kai Havertz is the best on earth. As the song goes. It's as simple as that. So there we are. Now, Petr Cech, Marina were in attendance. Bruce Buck was in attendance. John Terry was in attendance. He looked disappointed. I'm sure after the goal he was buzzing. So, 1-0, 3 points in the bag. Thankfully, we got him. And shout out to the Chelsea women's team as well, who I heard got a last-minute winner as well. So just like the women did, just like the men did, both of them going down the same trajectory. Yeah, it's a Chelsea thing. What can we say? Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Very happy we got the win. That's the most important thing. We move on to the next game. Lille, Champions League. It's time to go to France, which is all paid for already. So we don't need to worry. We will be going to France. Everything is paid. We don't need any money. It's all good. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But I'll keep you guys posted in relation to what is happening with the ownership situation and all of that. So keep your eyes peeled for videos coming tomorrow, day after, etc. as we approach the Champions League. And yeah, thank you all so much. Let me know your thoughts below. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification button to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash like button if you've enjoyed this. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, people. In a bit. Take care and peace.